Stop it, PayPal. Stop. No, but all jokes aside, I want to focus on other news. I don't want my channel to become the PayPal channel. Yet every day, PayPal is providing, and it's not like there's a sustained attack on this particular company. No, like every day they do something stupid to the point where I have to report it. I mean, look, I thought that PayPal is the corporation that preaches morality. Like, I thought that it looked upon the world and it saw that many people are becoming atheists. Christianity is on the decline. So PayPal said, you know what? We can fill that gap. We can preach morality to the masses. And as a integrity-filled corporation, we stand for democracy. We stand for righteousness. We stand against hate. But then it bows to China, right? An authoritarian dictatorship, the Chad Communist Party, which pays its protection tax, all of a sudden, all of the progressive issues that PayPal has go away. I mean, if you do a little research and you try to see what China thinks about gay rights, you will understand why there are no big screen movies having gay characters. Don't you guys find that interesting? Did you never ask why? I mean, name me a TV show that came up within the last 5 years that doesn't have any gay characters. I mean, maybe you can, but you'd have to struggle. It's very difficult to come up with the name, right? Alternatively, name me a big blockbuster movie that does have proeminent gay characters, and you're going to find out that you can't name that many. And the reason is China, right? Like TV shows, they don't sell into China. Like the plan when they make a new Netflix adaptation or reimagining, they don't plan to sell it to the Chinese audience. So now they become very progressive, they pour that wokeness in. But when they're making a movie, then it's like, okay, well, it's a blockbuster movie. I mean, we want the Chinese to buy it, so now we can't have gay people in it because the Chinese censors won't allow that, right? So that is the Chinese government. It's not the Chinese people. Like, it's a top-down decision coming from the government. And then you also have the way China treats some minorities, like the Uyghurs, putting them into camps, right? So PayPal loves that shit. PayPal really likes that. They just don't like the same Chinese spirit happening in the West. I find that to be incredibly interesting. Now, this shouldn't even come into question. Like, PayPal should be just a company that shuts the fuck up and just does business as normal. Like, it should be a payment processor. Okay? It should process money from the extreme communists to the Nazis to whomever, right? As long as the person doesn't have a criminal record, you don't have a judge coming up with a warrant deciding that PayPal should terminate the account of a person, then PayPal should be like a car company. Everyone can drive a fucking car. Like, that's not even into question. Like, regardless if the person is a fascist, a misogynist, a social democrat, a communist, a Putin supporter, it doesn't fucking matter, right? Like, everyone can have a car. Like, that is never something that came into question. But when it comes to the internet, all of a sudden, a person's political leanings matter. And people are fed up with this because, again, like, people agree that the authorities should decide if someone committed the crime. Okay, well, because you committed the crime, you are now deprived of certain liberties. Like, people understand that, but they don't understand, like, why is a private corporation deciding to do this? So now people are punishing the private corporation, which did whatever it wanted. And the corporation, as you saw in the previous video, started bribing people with $15 in order not to close the account. There are people saying you can't even close the account. Like, when they try, they're getting sent to customer service. And then when they go to customer service, they're being sent back onto PayPal. So people are having difficulty closing the account, which is very interesting. I urge people not to take the $15 voucher, spend it, and then close the account, by the way. Like, don't do that. But now they also decided to terminate the account of the Hong Kong Democracy Party. So the Hong Kong Democracy Party is one of the few parties which stands against Chinese authoritarianism within Hong Kong. The League of the Social Democrats, one of the few remaining pro-democracy parties in Hong Kong, announced that PayPal had terminated its account for unspecified excessive risks. So in other words, even if you follow the terms of service, right, like they will terminate your account and give you the most vague shit ever. Like this is what enrages me about these private corporations. Like, okay, fine, you have some terms of service and you have to follow certain guidelines and certain rules. I agree with that. But when someone violates the rules, like, be upfront. Why are you such a cowardly corporation? Why are you so fucking afraid when you make a decision to terminate an account that you are unwilling to actually state what that person did? Like, you are so afraid of the public eye that you have to give, like, these vague things. It's like, oh, it's a terms of service violation. Like, which one is it? Oh, we're not going to say. Right? So, this is what's happening here. And, they got terminated because excessive risks. So, now I wonder, you know, like, if PayPal gets to decide that certain people are excessive risk, why do they get upset when the average Joe decides that PayPal is an excessive risk to him? Like, if someone wants to have a business, and there have been many people that their entire business was surrounded around the PayPal model, like streamers and political pundits and other people which required PayPal in order to function, and now that they see that their business is unsafe, because at any moment PayPal can decide to deplatform them, why is PayPal going Pikachu face when all these people are deciding to terminate their accounts? Like, you're not trustworthy. The public doesn't know who the fuck you are anymore. Right? You're not gaining public trust. It's like, I don't recognize this company. Who the fuck are they? Why are they doing this? So yeah, I definitely understand why people are shutting down the account. And by the way, you know, this affects people like me. I mean, I used to get donations on PayPal, not anymore. Many people shut them off. And by the way, if you're another streamer, like if you're someone else that requires PayPal at least as part of your business plan, like first of all, I encourage you to find other options. And there are, like Skrill is an example. Probably not perfect. I'm sure people will have problems with it. But like, try to diversify the payment processors that you're using. And if you do use PayPal, make sure every single day you withdraw the money. Like, do not allow for more than even $50 to remain in your PayPal account. Just click withdraw, withdraw, withdraw. Like, you shouldn't trust them. The moment the transaction happens, the moment your money gets into PayPal, it should automatically go into your bank. And then you can avoid all of this shit. So yes, now we can only call our supporters to donate to other channels, says LSD. I love that their name is LSD, the League of Social Democrats, right? So no, like, I completely understand, you know, like, if PayPal thinks that this is excessive risk to them, well, yeah, so do individual people think it's excessive risk to have a PayPal account, if they're going to behave like this. And by the way, you know, if this was the one-off thing, many people probably wouldn't give a shit. Like, if PayPal wouldn't have done nothing until this point, you know, if they wouldn't have deplatformed perfectly legal NGOs, if they wouldn't have deplatformed perfectly legal controversial people, if they wouldn't try to delve into politics, if they wouldn't lie to the public, then okay, you know, people would have let this slide. It would be like, you know, a one-off thing, like, okay, fine, we kind of understand, like, you want to do business with China and it's that region of the world and you have to play ball. People would understand. But when you're acting like an overbearing mother to people, especially when you call it the PayPal family, so in other words, you are that overbearing alcoholic mother, which changes the rules from day to day, yeah, I can see why people want to terminate their accounts. So let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.